Welcome back for part 1 of the 1966 Chevy Suburban. Alright, just like in our last model, we're going to be using Excel brand X-Acto knife, Tamiya extra thin cement. We'll be using Model Masters liquid cement, as well as Testors clear parts cement. Let's go ahead and get this unboxed. And this is the first time I'm seeing it with you. Oh, this is always the best part. It's like Christmas. Get to see these parts for the first time. Start getting ideas. Here's all our clear parts. And also I'd like to say this is a level 4 model with 124 parts. This looks like our interior. Got our door panels, internal panels. Looks like our bottom chassis. The rear panel, rear doors. Here's our body. Body and tires. I was a little disappointed. The picture on the box showed white walls. No white walls. Okay. Looks like our hubs. These could be the white walls. Maybe not. Wow. All kinds of goodies and little parts for us to play with. Looks like we got some suspension, our hood. Looks like our kick panels, radiator, back seat, a rim, engine back seat, firewall, roof. The roof is actually separate. Okay. Alright. Well, let's get this thing soaking in some dish soap and we'll get started. while our parts are drying, I don't know about you guys, but the models kind of talk to me. They kind of tell me what they want. And this particular model, we're actually in agreement. I'm going to get rid of all the chrome. Maybe we'll do it in a gloss black, or maybe a flat black, or maybe a combination of the two. In order to strip the chrome, I like to put all the pieces in a pot. That all I use that pot for is stripping of chrome and cleaning my spray gun parts. So either oven off cleaner is what I like to use. You can also use bleach. However, I've never had very good luck with bleach stripping the parts. I know some people have. I think it depends on how well the parts are actually chromed, but you can never go wrong with oven cleaner. This is just from the dollar store. Do not breathe this. Just spray it in the pot, let it sit for about 30 minutes, and wash off your parts. Wear gloves, don't get this on your skin, and definitely don't breathe in the fumes, so make sure you're well ventilated when you're doing this. Alright, let's get this part stripped. After soaking for 20 to 30 minutes in the oven cleaner, all you need to do is rinse them under some water. Remember to wear your gloves. Now that our parts are clean and dry, it's time to go ahead and prime them. I've gone ahead and separated the body pieces that were connected to the sprues because they'll be getting a different primer. All the main parts I spray with Rust-Oleum Flat Gray Primer for wood, metal, plastics, and more. All body pieces get sprayed with Testors Semi-Gloss Gray Primer. Let's get these primed up. Alright, while our parts are drying from the primer, I like to assemble the engine, at least the two engine block halves, prior to priming up the engine, as well as the other engine components here. So we have the oil pan, the air cleaner, intake, the headers, got the heads, valve covers, and timing cover. Now, most of these would all be Chevy orange if you're going by the instructions and if you're trying to keep this era specific. However, the look I'm going for is this car is maybe a weekend warrior type of car. Family owns it. They take their kids out camping with it. So they've made some changes to the car over the years. Not everything is going to be Chevy specific as far as colors go. So I'm definitely I want to do, and like I said in my last video, I like contrast. So we're probably going to do the oil pan a different color. The air filter, or air cleaner is definitely going to be black. Maybe the intake is going to be, a silver. Maybe they got an Edelbrock aftermarket intake. So we'll play around with some colors and see. But I want to be able to see each of the different parts and components of the engine. Let's go ahead and get these engine halves together here so that we can get them primed up. And I'm using the Tamiya extra thin cement. We're just going to do some capillary, which is basically just running the brush along the seams. The glue will soak in to where it needs to go and fuse the parts together. This is an amazing, amazing glue, and once again, I am not sponsored by any of these products. They're just what my preferred products to use in building models. However, to me, if you're listening, if you're looking to sponsor anyone, I will definitely take all the free glue you can send. They also make several other products, for instance, bodyline paint, really good masking tape, which we'll actually be using during this model to mask off the body, because I want to have the roof a different color. So you'll get to see their masking tape. And there we go. Our engine halves are together. And sometimes I'll throw a little clamp at the edge of the transmission to keep that drive shaft hole lined up perfectly. while it dries and sets in place. Before we go any further, I need to fulfill a promise to Cameron Atkinson, who I promised I'd give a shout out to. He reached out to me. He's apparently building the same 1967 Chevelle Pro Street that I built, and he had some questions regarding some fitment issues he was having. So he sent me his email. I took some detailed pictures and emailed them over to him. Hope they helped him out. If you guys have any questions or need a specific picture of something, feel free to reach out to me. Now that we've got a big pile of parts all primed up, we can go ahead and start processing down the sprues into light color items, and then begin putting on the final coats of paint for those items. So let's get to painting. I'm going to go ahead and install the seat backs so that we can paint them as one. It will make things a lot easier when painting. Also, we can sand this edge where the sprue had to be cut off so that it flows a lot nicer together. And also, in keeping my promise to keep these videos between 10 to 15 minutes in length, this is going to wrap it up for part 1 of the 1966 Chevrolet Suburban. Stay tuned for part 2. And of course, if you like what you see, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and if you have any questions, please leave them below in the comments and I'll be sure to get back to you.